HarperCollins and HarperAudio present Elementals, Scorch Dragons by Amie Kaufman, performed by Johnathan Mcclain. Chapter 1. The battle between the dragons and the wolves was over. Now, less than an hour later, Anders sat between his best friend Lisabet and his sister Rayna, both of whom were on makeshift beds amid the bustle of the infirmary. All the Scorch Dragons were in human form. The crowded cave was deep inside the mountain, not big enough for even one actual dragon. As it was, bodies were packed into every corner as medics hurried back and forth. Anders' attention was abruptly yanked away from the flurry of activity when Lisabet groaned beside him. Her pale skin was whiter than usual right now, and even her freckles didn't look like themselves. She'd hit her head hard defending the dragons from the wolves she and Anders had accidentally led here. "Are you okay?" He leaned in to get a better look at her, but the answer came from his other side, in his twin's dry voice. "She tried to knock her brains out. She's probably not." He turned to look at Rayna, who was curled up under a huge pile of blankets, only her head visible. Her warm brown skin had turned a dangerous gray when she'd first been hit by a wolf's ice spear, and though it was slowly coming back to normal, her cheeks were still unnaturally pale, the color of ashes. Cold damage, the healer had said. One of Anders' Ophar Academy classmates had done that to her. He and Lisabet had come here to try and save Rayna, and his class had followed in pursuit. If only they hadn't followed, everybody would be safe right now. During the long race to reach Drekhelm, Anders had been constantly afraid. Afraid Rayna was about to be sacrificed by the dragons. Afraid he wouldn't know how to save her, even if he did make it. Afraid she wasn't his twin sister at all, since she could transform into a Scorch Dragon while he was an Ice Wolf, and everyone knew it was impossible to find both in the same family. But instead of saving her, he'd found her settling in just fine. He'd brought danger right to her doorstep, and he'd made enemies of the wolves he'd just learned to think of as his pack, and now he was trapped at Drekhelm, the dragon stronghold. "I'm okay." Lisabet's voice jolted him back to the present. "The nurse said you'd have a headache," he told her quietly. "And you have to stay awake for a few hours more in case there's any damage inside your head that they can't see." "Rayna?" she whispered. And Anders and Lisabet both looked across at Anders' sister, who was still shivering. "I'm fine," Rayna insisted. "It was just an ice spear. It'll wear off eventually. I'm lucky it only nicked me. I'll probably be walking around in an hour." Anders felt a quick rush of affection, warming him from the inside out. That was Rayna, ready to get up and keep going, as she had been all their lives. He still couldn't quite believe he was by her side again. But a nurse loomed up behind her, his hands on his hips. "You won't be going anywhere in an hour," he said firmly. "If you're lucky, you'll be discharged in the morning, and then it'll only be because we have others worse than you. As for you two," and he nodded to Anders and Lisabet, his square-jawed face stern for the two wolves, "you can go to guest quarters. We've got an escort waiting to take you there. The dragon meat won't want to see you until the morning." Anders followed his gaze and saw Aluka, the blonde girl Rayna had said was her friend. She'd been anything but friendly at first, but right after the battle she'd seemed to feel a little differently. She'd seen Lisabet defending Leaf, the head of the dragon meat. Just now she had her arms folded across her chest and was leaning against the wall by the infirmary door. She was bigger and broader than Anders, and with her arms crossed like that, she looked like she meant business all over again. Anders turned back to Rayna. "I don't want to leave you here," he said, and his concern was mostly for his sister. "They won't let me go until tomorrow," she said. "You know where to find me. Go and get some rest. I'll be okay." His instinct still rebelled against leaving his twin, but he knew she was right. She had been safe up until now, and he did desperately need to rest. He'd run with the pack all yesterday across the plain.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?